Hello again, back to part 3 of the Escudo little conversion into a bit of a camper thing. So I've had a busy day today. I'll give you a bit of an update and let you know where I'm at. First thing first, while the camera's pointing right here, this is all peeling out. So I've ordered some off AliExpress. It was about $13 for about 7 metres of it. So that's on its way to me. Once that arrives, then I'll strip out all of this stuff and replace it all. The big parts today that I've done is I've managed to mount the high lift jack and the shovel underneath. It's not finished, but this is the general idea. So we've got the high lift jack bolted on top. I'm going to put a wing nut on here, and I'm going to put a split pin through there so it's easy access to pull the split pin out, undo a wing nut, and then the high lift's available. And I'm going to do the very same for the shovel underneath. I'll put a wing nut on this part, drill a hole through there, put a split pin through there just to stop that undoing and dropping out. So that's pinned on both sides. I also glued a bit of carpet and glued it and screwed it just so just for a bit of noise deadening, and if it bounces around at all, and a little bit to protect that ply. Cable tie there, but that's just to hold the things together, but I'll get rid of that. That's sitting in there for no apparent reason. I've accidentally cable tied it in place. Front of the shovel, I've gone through the high lift jack to pin that in place. I did 2 other holes, but I couldn't get it to work, so I'm just going to plug those holes. There's one on the other side. And I've actually gone through the shovel handle with this one, because it's right at the front of the shovel. There's no real load on it. And then I'm going to do the same underneath. I'm going to put a wing nut in there and a split pin under there, just so when I need to dig my way out, I can just undo the wing nut, drop the shovel, and slide it straight out the back. On the front corner I've put a hook, so what I'm going to do is when we're on any kind of bushy tracks etc, I've got I'm an electrician, so I've got catenary wire. I'm just going to run a turnbuckle, and I'm going to run a hook from there, and I'm going to take it down to the corner of the bar on the front, just so if any branches come, they'll hit the wire, slide up and slide over the rack, and hopefully straight over the jack without trying to take it off the roof. And I'll trim that pin, that one down a bit, just so it slides over. I used to have a Toyota Land Cruiser, and it was it all rusted out, so I took this off it, and it was the homage to my Land Cruiser days, and I thought I've got to stick it on somewhere, so it's on the corner of the truck. Inside, this is the big effort of today. So I've plied out the floor, I've put a vertical along there, upright, and then I've cut down a cargo screen. It was out of an L300 van, and at the moment it is literally just sitting there, i.e. the spirit level is holding it up. I've still got a bit more trimming to do on the sides, and then I'll put some straps from the top and screw them into the side over here just to hold it in place. I was trying to keep the ones off the original cage, but I needed to reduce the width over the top, so just the tie straps is what I'll manufacture and put over to the side. So, and then I'm going to carpet across the face there and the base. I'm not going to glue it in, I'm just going to screw the carpet in so it is removable if I need to. I kind of think I'm going to cover all of those sharp bits there, and I can just screw it in place, and so if I ever need to dismantle it, it's not going to be too much of trouble. So if I try, well, if I wanted to do it back, I would have to pull this apart piece by piece. I also completely removed the seat belts. I popped the panel off there and took the seat belts out, put them in the cupboard, so if I want to reinstate them at any time, they're there. Key thing there is you always put the bolts back in so you don't lose them. So bolts come out, take the component out, and then they go back in. So we've got a bit of space, and like I said in the previous video, I put a platform across here once I bought the fridge and got all of the gear. I'll sit down and work out. So I'm kind of thinking a fridge compartment here with a wall, then a gap, then another wall, and then another compartment. In that gap in the middle is going to go my little fire pit, the table, the tents. That's all I think. On the right hand side we'll get a little compact clip box for cutlery and all of those kinds of things, and also the cooker will slide in there, and the gas bottle will slide in there. On the left hand side will be the fridge. I've got a 20 litre petrol can I'm just contemplating whether I put that in the same compartment as the fridge at the back, just as spare fuel if you're ever out and I needed fuel for anything. I don't know. It's in the maybe pile at the moment. This is literally just weight sitting on the board. It's not pinned down at all. The fuel tank's directly underneath this, so if I pin something down I risk hitting it, so I've got to work out how I'm going to tie this in place. Although once the straps go up on the top corner it will hold the weight up, and all of that is saddled and clipped together, so it's not going to move around at all. Also added my two little spotlights, so I've got one there and I can turn that light, and I've got one further down here, added that one as well. They're not wired in yet. I'm going to join them into the electrician by trade, not an auto sparky, just a regular one. So I'm going to tie it into this light fitting here, which is switched just to the left of the, or to the right of the gear stick inside. They're not currently working, I'm not sure why, maybe a fuse, but they're just kind of switched to down there somewhere. I can't even see it. I pushed the seat right forward. But in the back, that's how the cargo shield sits there. So we've got, when the seats are back, we do have a bit of storage room behind the seats. The fuel can could potentially go in there. That means we can also pin first aid kit, fire extinguishers to the cage, just cable tie them up there so they're easy access. And the reason I went in a cage in here is so I've got visibility when I don't have anything in the back, so I can still use my rear view mirror, because once we load it up it'll be chocker. And on top of that platform will go our mattress, our camp chairs. They won't fit in lengthways, so they'll have to sit across. So two of those in there. Our mattress, because that's a big self-inflating mattress, that'll take up a chunk of room. And our sports bags with any clothes and that of ours in it. And I think that kind of covers us for everything that we're going to need. I still have not worked out what I'm going to do with the back door in terms of cooking, because it is on an angle. And I just thinking potentially chains on the side and having the chain drop down so the platform sits a bit lower, but I haven't given that too much thought as yet. It's on the to-do list. So that's where we're at today. Really looking forward to getting it going. I showed the boss, she's quite happy. So a bit of progress today and we will carry on. Cool, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.